So you guys were one. I'm hearing a lot of you guys. You guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that. And when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment. Hi everybody, Martha here. Hopefully you guys... we have a few things to talk about. There's one thing that before we get to the review that I want to talk about. This will go under Disney News. Let me find it. So, 2 days ago or yesterday, I don't remember which, there was a fire at Disneyland. I found a video online so you guys can see it. Apparently, the Maleficent float, because they're doing Phantasma. There, you don't know what Phantasma is. Basically, Mickey as a dream, and he's fighting most of the Disney villains in there. And this is the part where he gets to fight Maleficent, which is basically a float that breathes fire. And, well, it caught fire. The float did. So they had to build a new one, but so one of the customers filmed it. A bunch of them did on their phones, so yep. And not around the time, not the ironic thing is this right where Mickey said, "This is my dream," and all of a sudden she got this on fire. But also this is around the time where Disney's is laying off all those people. Remember, this takes time when you lay off that many people, that 7,000 people, because you have to figure out which ones you're gonna lay off. So yeah, ironic. I don't think it's funny at all. I feel so sorry for the people who had to rebuild it. Luckily, nobody was hurt. Like the person inside Mickey didn't get hurt, which is good. Nobody was injured, and I think all the cast members took refuge on Tom Sawyer's Island. But let's watch the video and find out and react to it. Then we'll do a review on the book.
Cannot continue due to unforeseen circumstances.
See? There it is. The head's on fire first, and it goes down to the bottom. Here's the beginning of it. This is terrible. See? Right next to Tom Sawyer's Island, so nobody got hurt, luckily. Yeah, I know, kid, right? I guess Maleficent will think twice before she goes in his dream again. That's basically it. I think I got most of it.
This performance of Phantasmic cannot continue. We apologize.
Gee, I wonder why.
This may cause, and hope you enjoy the rest of your evening here at Disney.
Yeah, we'll just won't go to that show for a while.
This performance cannot continue due to unforeseen circumstances. Thank you.
Can we get our money back now, please? Since the dragon caught on fire. No? Okay. I'm allowed to joke about it. Nobody got hurt. The only thing is that they're to rebuild it. Okay, I think you got the idea. Let's pause. Alright, so let's talk to you about the book. So this is GGY, Tales of the Pizzaplex. And this is the one, if you watched at Pat's video where he had all those fans of we had that talk recently. I had some of this spoiled already for me since I watched it, but I didn't get to this book yet since I've been buying a lot of books recently, so I have to wait to get to it. Like right now, I still haven't read the two Percy Jacksons and Key's Delivery Service. I have not read those yet, and I also bought the Odyssey, but I'm not going to review that one unless you guys really want me to. That one's really old, so but next one I'm probably going to end up reading is the storyteller in here. But let's get to the story of this book. So GG is about a kid named Tony who is like in middle school, who is trying to get the best high score, and he also wants to be a journalist. But he's also trying to beat high score at Greatest Two Fazbear's, and it's called, and the person name is GTY, the title of the story, and we see like a lot of characters. Once music man does show up. I'm not going to show him here because he's not one of the main villains here, though. He only shows up once. And they do mention like a bunch of other games that probably were canceled from the game itself on here. That didn't make the cut in the actual video game. A lot of times in the story, Freddy is looking at him. And he did break into like his teacher's school. Classroom in the middle of the night. And he's like asking around, like, who is this GGY guy? He's like writing a report basically for his one of his classes, and he gets to begin to see at the very end because his friends take the paper and like add their own flicks to it and actually get him so he gets mad at them. But he like meets a girl named Crystal, and there's also a girl named Mary missing. And but Crystal's trying to help him basically. And but the two friends that messed up his paper, one of them is named Greg, and he's trying to figure out, and they also mention the interview disc that were conned by do you remember, do you like go into once you get into the game, at a certain point in the security breach, you're allowed to go find disc, and because I think Roxanne shows you where the discs are with her eyes. When you get her eyes and put them inside Freddy, and then when you're inside Freddy, you can find a bunch of discs, and the discs are like interviews done by therapists when they're like interviewing Vanessa, but there's one called a 47, and now this story completely much confirmed that one is Greg, because a lot of people were wondering, since that one talks like a kid, they think it's Gregory from the game. This parents confirms because at the end of the story of this, they mention a kid named Greg, but I don't know if he's in the right age. But this story completely confirms that Gregory is that mysterious person. But we're gonna read the page to you guys. Let me find it. The last page to you. As long as it makes sense. No, I'm gonna read like maybe start right here. Okay. Tony nodded. Got it. He crossed his book and the grabbed a few of them. He headed towards the shelf near the door, and the halfway. Tony stared crossing rolls and from the first book that needed to go. Before he found a spot, he headed to the name looking and crossing at the culprit, and he looked. He had who has ruined his story. The story was destroyed. The grinned at Tony. Boot said that you aren't happy with the changes that we made to your story. He said, "Sorry that we did so much to it. We might have gotten carried away, but we just tried to do everything more entertaining." Tony wanted to unlock the rifle and selection of carrying around all day, but it's worried about and he learned that his lesson, but he wouldn't patter into his friends on the story again. He find someone else in class to work on it. Thanks, Greg. Tony said, expressing to the compliments of like Ellen. Tony was done calling Greg by his nickname, Ralph. It was from here on out. When Greg didn't move off, Tony raised a hand and said, "See you tomorrow." Greg waved a hand, returned the wave, and smiled, but he crooked his head and studied Tony for several seconds. For some reason, Greg secured made Tony wanted to squeal. But Tony made something out. Why is he suddenly felt odd? Greg stared and walked away. Tony let out a patient breath and stopped, took off a step towards Tony. "Listen," Greg said, "how would you meet me in the Pizzaplex when you get out of here? In an hour or so. I have some people who are all about the story and getting attention." Tony wasn't keen on going back to the Pizzaplex. He couldn't be place without thinking about GGY and the motives of the animation. "Come on, say yes. We'll get you cheered up." And that's how it ends. And so that's where you guys go. So if you guys enjoyed my review, but there you go. I'll make sure to put. So hopefully you're okay with me putting news here. I was gonna wait until I do Flash, but I couldn't wait. So But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. And remember, I'm probably gonna do Storyteller next. So subscribe, comment down below, like, all that stuff. But Storytellers don't want to read next. Okay. And I already read the conclusion. I already read the conclusion because I did that all as one video. So after that, I'll probably do the epilogue after this one. After that one. So there you go. So bye bye.